Some time ago, the missus and I, we got out early in the morning, and it was very early in the morning, and we were conducting the business for the community, all day long. And so, we was out 6-7 hours. And so on the way back home, and instead of waiting, because we had another hour drive to go, so I asked my wife, I said, honey, would you like to have something to eat? You want to stop and get something to eat? And she said, well, sure. So we stopped by the Cracker Barrel here in Gallatin, Tennessee. And we went in and we sit down. And my wife, she, goes to the bathroom. And I'm looking at the menu, getting ready to order some food. And I want you to hear me very closely what I'm getting ready to say. Listen to me. Because we've got something that is going on in our minds today where we have lost all respect for life and humanity and for our fellow man. Somehow, some way, we have allowed the laws that they have passed in this society to desensitize us to even just have a natural human affection for another person that is suffering. Now, let me go on with the story. So I'm sitting down and I'm looking at the menu and stuff, and all of a sudden, my wife comes barreling around the corner, running fast. And of course, first thing I'm looking at, I'm going, now what in the world is she running like this for? And I got other thoughts running through my head and stuff. You don't understand what I mean? Because I'm prepared for any conflict that may go on. Honey, there's a woman choking and she's dying. She's turning colors over there, come. So I jump up from my seat in the restaurant, and I run over there, and there's this big woman. I'm talking big woman. And she's in between the male and female bathroom. And this is a large Caucasian woman. And this woman is choking to death, and she's turning now, listen to me, black and blue. It was a sight to see. And there was 2 registered nurses standing by, watching her, including the store manager and including about 8 or 9 bystanders. So I jump over the woman. I get up behind her because I'm a fairly large man myself. I'm 5'11", and I probably weigh about 242 pounds. And so I jump over, I pick her, I lift her up from behind, and I'm trying to find, the mid part of her section and stuff so I can try to get some oxygen or air back into her. I didn't know what was going on. I knew she was choking after death. Something was in there, and so I'm trying to dislodge this thing, okay? And so I lift her up. Hey, I couldn't find nothing, man. So I finally just lifted up her shirt, put my arms underneath it to find out, because she was a big woman. And I finally lifted my shirt and found out the spot where I needed to get to. And I gave a real big, gigantic heave, and all of a sudden, she starts breathing again. Her color starts coming back to her. And I'm sitting up there thinking, and my wife is going, oh, Lord, I'm sitting up there looking at all these people around, watching this woman getting ready to expire out of this life. And then her friend tells me that she was eating a piece of peppermint candy. All right? Her breath has come back, nothing, but she's able to breathe. And I'm still knowing that there's something in there. So the store manager said, I'm going to go get something to drink. Go inside. I said, that's not good to do. Don't do that. Oh, yeah, I'm going to go get something to drink. Now, mind you, this guy didn't even want to help the woman. They would have sat there and watched her die. Meanwhile, somebody's going to call 911, and by the time the 911 got there, the woman would have been dead. So I get up behind her, I lift her up, I set her up, put her back against the wall. I console her. My wife consoles her, tell her it's going to be all right. And the store manager comes back with water. I said, ma'am, please don't drink that. And what did she do? She drank it. And you know what happened? She starts choking again, because I told them it wasn't out of the throat just yet. It had got lodged in there somehow, and it was not out. She starts choking again. She turned red. She turned blue, and she was headed back to her dark black again. And so I had to go and do the same thing again. I jumped behind her, and I got it dislodged, this time from her throat and stuff, and she could feel it. Actually, her breath started coming back to her. And about this time, are you following me? And about this time, you know, she's sitting up, she's breathing, and I said, take that water away from her. What is wrong with you people? And then 5 minutes later comes the paramedics. All right? So I go back to my seat, and I just go on there and finish doing what I'm doing and making an order. And the store manager comes over and said, thank you, sir. I really do appreciate what you're doing. And I'm sitting up there thinking in my mind, what's wrong with you folks? You sitting up there seeing this woman die right here in your establishment, and you don't have enough humanity to even help her? And then I saw the nurses and stuff, and so I got up from my seat, and I said, why come y'all didn't help this woman right here? Well, it's against the law for us to intervene in situations like I said, against the law. Now, some of you excuse my French, but I said, the law, I said, to hell with the law. This woman's dying. What is wrong? What happened to your humanity, your respect for life? You know exactly what to do, but yet and still you're worried about a lawsuit, worried about if somebody is going to sue you, that you can't even touch a person that's getting ready to expire. How's that going to weigh on your conscience? How's that going to weigh on you? What is your problem? And they said and looked at me like I had some kind of third eye in the middle of my head. I told my wife, I said, you know, through our oppressive laws, through these wicked statutes that this world has done, they have made the people who are in the so-called profession, they have tied their hands behind their back by fear. And now they themselves, who have the means to know how to help, they won't even touch them. And here I am, just a little old pastor. That's all it is. And the women, they thank me. They actually gave my wife and I a free meal at Cracker Barrel. Can you believe that? We got a free meal from it. And I'm driving home. My wife looks over to me. She says, honey, whew. She said, honey, you know, God put us at the right place at the right time again. Because this stuff seems to happen every once in a while. I mean, a woman had a seizure and she ran into a telephone post or something like that, and she's going into convulsions and stuff. And so I jump over. Anyway, I ain't gonna go into that story, but anyway, it seems to be happening regularly. But what's troubling me is the lack of humanity and the lack of respect of life that we have for our fellow man. That's what's troubling to me. I don't know who the people were. I don't know. I just went off. I got finished eating. The ladies had already, they kept thanking me again and again and again. The paramedics kept thanking me, and then one of the nurses finally, they began to thank me, and I looked at the nurses and I just shook my head and just walked off. The rest of the people, I said, well, you know, I'm just glad she's all right. My wife and I went home, and it weighed heavy on my conscience because, you know, it's through the regulations, the laws that these politicians that have passed in this country and the judges in this country, that people they are more afraid of the law than actually doing that which is right. We have allowed our conscience to be seared, and I think it's a shame. Well, I'm just glad that I was there, and I'm sure them people glad I was there. But this is a true story that happened. I mean, it's a true account. It's just troubling what I see humanity has come to. It's just really, truly troubling. Just thought I'd share that story with you. And by the way, that's my wife right there. Hallelujah. The King is coming.